If you are not using repetition in your everyday life or in your business life, something's going to be off. In this video, I want to tell you 3 ways that you can use repetition to further your business, your product, your service, your personal brand. And all about helping you build it from the ground up the right way. Repetition is part of that success. Check it out. Practice, 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 practice. It's the only way that I keep getting better at things. And it's not as if you could do things one time and you're great at it. It takes many, many months, years, even decades to become excellent at something. I have learned that repetition in everything that I do, with being on camera, speaking with clients, working with clients, what I say during speeches, all of this is practiced and planned so many times. Answering questions, doing Facebook Lives. So I want to tell you 3 ways that I use repetition in my everyday life. And then you're able to see that no matter what stage you're at, how important it is to just keep saying, practicing, and doing all of the same things until you're excellent at it. Number 1, getting on camera every day. You might not know this, but it's usually, not all the times, it's usually the second take that we use. Okay, so doing it one time gets all of the connections made in your brain. Going through and saying something, maybe an introduction, it gets everything in line in your brain. So when you say it one time and you screw up, now your brain can remember what it really wants to bring to light on camera. And so in the second run through, everything's fresh and ready to go. So it's like clearing a path, all right? You go through the first time and it's a mess. You're whacking down jagger bushes, you're beating up the trail so you can keep going through it. But once it's made, the second time through is going to be much easier. It's the same thing with being on camera. A lot of people are nervous about getting on, video, doing Facebook Lives, whatever. All of this should be done many, many times, so the path is already done. So that's number 1. Video, whether it's podcast, the second run might be the one. And it's all about saying it over and over and over. So number 2, how I use it is with books. All right, we help entrepreneurs write books in 30 days. Now, we couldn't do that unless we did it many, many times. We have about 100 clients right now. And if you have 100 clients, you have this system in place. You know questions to ask, you know where you're going, you know how to set it up, you know the formatting, you know the structure, how each page should go. But that comes with repetition. It wasn't as if I read a book and said, okay, from here on out I'm going to do this. I found better ways to keep bringing it to light. I know that when I look at a book, my eyes go towards certain things. And if your eyes go towards certain things, you know what to look for. And it's tough to train people to have that without them going through it with, many, many times themselves. So I'm a big, big believer that even when you hire someone or you bring someone on your team, the fact that you've been doing it for years, maybe, your eyes go towards certain things because of repetition. It's not that you're smarter, because I am not smarter than anyone. I just outwork people. And if I have the ability to outwork people, then I know that I can go through all the bullshit and learn and keep going, and obviously the repetition will sink into my brain. I'm able to do things faster and more efficient. So with books, we do that. We do it over and over every day of our lives. And there are people out there who can play music, and they do it over and over and over, and it's just easy for them. Are they more talented? Maybe. Most likely they're not. But they just stuck with it, and that repetition of them doing their job, their ability to solve someone's problem, maybe it's even playing a sport. It's just that they practiced longer and they're able to do it and make a business of it or make a career out of it. That's why I'm a big believer in hiring people who are full-timers, not part-timers. If you're a part-timer at something, are you really the greatest? No. I want full-time people. I want a full-time entrepreneur. And that's why I'm a big believer in quitting your job rather than doing it part-time, because I want people who are full-time and stuff. So that's how we use it in our everyday life. The third thing is how I speak and how I sell everywhere I go. You see, I'm a big believer in creating vehicles for people. DreamStarters is a business that solves someone's problem. A book in 30 days. Their story, their lessons brought to life in 30 days. They can use it as a marketing tool for the rest of their lives. It's very, very important that we do that. It's a vehicle, all right? I started from zero.com is all about getting people money to build their own brand just by wearing apparel. That's a vehicle, right? And in order to create those two companies, it wasn't as if I saw a company and said, that's what I'm going to model it after and we're good. I'm going to create it from the ground up. This is mine. So you find easier ways to keep saying things. You find ways that are going to connect with your audience a little bit more. So I practice. And I'm practicing out in real life, talking to people. People have questions, I'm answering them. And you find your own quote-unquote script. All right, so I hate the word script. I think it's a really, really bad word in the sales game. But people are saying scripts over and over. And it's something that it's just going to be part of what you're going to be offering, or your marketing or selling. You are going to have a script in your mind that's like the automated response, because it's going to be the clearest way of defining who you are and what problem that you solve. In the very beginning of DreamStarters, we probably had all these different phrases, but I broke it down in the most simplest terms. We help entrepreneurs write books in 30 days. Is that the most magical phrase? No, but it makes the most sense. It's exactly what we do. We're book creators. I started from zero.com. Right from the beginning, we probably had a lot of different things, and I can probably label a lot right now, but I would say that the easiest way is we pay you. It's an apparel that pays you to build your own brand. That's the clearest and most simplest terms. And that is something that might even evolve over time. You're going to start to see more and more, but you just get better at explaining and selling and marketing and speaking. The downside is that you do have to do it over and over and over and over and over. It's something that just doesn't, and when you take time away from it, it takes time to come back. This is how my brain works. All right? I am not the smartest man in the room. I'm not. But I have been through the most of the time. So that my brain is able to pull from different experiences. And if you're like me, if you're starting from zero, you have to understand that really, in order to get good or great at what you do, it's all about using repetition to your advantage. If you could just keep practicing more and more and more and more than the next person, you are going to sound better, look better, be better than any person on stage or on video or who's fighting for your audience also. Start practicing the art of repetition and falling in love with it. Playing music, speaking on stage, getting on video, selling, marketing, whatever you're doing on Facebook and Instagram, use it to your advantage, because if you are able to do that and fall in love with the actual art of it, then you're going to really have something in a few years. If you have any questions, comment down below, and thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you got anything from it, please like it and share it. For more tips and advice on branding, marketing, entrepreneurship, or for anyone who's looking to build it from the ground up, stay tuned for more.